Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss about the mechanism of a heterogeneous catalytic hydrogenation reaction. So for that purpose I am choosing the molecule 4-methyl-2-pentene, which is this molecule. And it is hydrogenated by reacting it with hydrogen gas in presence of palladium on activated charcoal as a catalyst, and the solvent is methanol, and we will get 2-methyl-pentene as our product. The main important thing about the heterogeneous catalysts are the catalysts are immobilized on a solid surface, which are often called as support. So in this case the support is basically activated charcoal. The role of a support is basically to provide maximum exposure of the transition metal catalyst to the reacting molecules, and thereby maximum catalytic efficiency is utilized during the reaction. Other supports, for example barium sulfate, calcium carbonate, alumina, silica gel, and strontium carbonate, they are also used as the support during catalytic hydrogenation. In this case, the palladium on activated charcoal is basically prepared by reducing palladium oxide in presence of activated charcoal by reacting palladium oxide with either molecular hydrogen or sodium borohydride in a solvent, let's say either ethanol or methanol, and then we will eventually get the elemental palladium, which will be on zero oxidation state, and it will be essentially attached or immobilized over the surface of activated charcoal. Palladium oxide is basically prepared by fusing palladium chloride with sodium nitrate in high temperature. Okay, so the preparation of the catalyst is very straightforward. So now let us consider the mechanism of this reaction. Since this reaction is an example of heterogeneous catalysis, so it must follow the process or steps during any heterogeneous catalysis. The steps are listed here. So in the first step, the transportation of the substrate molecules to the catalyst will take place. So here the alkene and the hydrogen is basically in the solvent, so they must be transported to the catalytic centers, and after that the chemical adsorption of the species will take place over the heterogeneous catalyst. So when they reach the catalytic centers, the chemical adsorption will take place. So chemical adsorption is basically an adsorption process via formation of chemical bonds, and in this case this pi electron cloud will be utilized to form the chemical bonds with the transition metal, which is in this case palladium, during the adsorption process, and the sigma bond between these two hydrogen atoms in hydrogen molecule will be used for the adsorption process. The mechanisms I will discuss in detail. In the third step, the reaction will occur between these adsorbed species. So after the adsorption, these molecules will be converted into highly reactive forms. So hydrogen will be no longer hydrogen molecule after adsorption, it will be converted into nascent hydrogen atoms, and the double bond will be highly activated after the adsorption of this alkene molecule, and that's why rapid reaction will take place between them. In the fourth step, the desorption of the product molecule will take place. So as the product is formed after the reaction between them, it will eventually be removed from the catalyst surface, and in the last step the product will be eventually transported further away from the catalytic center. So now let us consider the mechanism of this reaction. So if we consider the heterogeneous catalyst surface like this, then the first step will be the chemical adsorption of hydrogen molecule. And after the chemical adsorption, this hydrogen molecule will be essentially converted into nascent hydrogen atoms. In the next step, the alkene will be adsorbed over the catalyst surface. And after it is adsorbed over the catalyst surface, we can call this adsorbed species a pi complex, and the second step will also be a chemical adsorption process. And then, since this double bond after complexation with the transition metal on the heterogeneous catalyst surface is highly activated, these nascent hydrogen atoms will rapidly react with the double bond with the adsorbed alkene. So after reaction with one nascent hydrogen atom, the half hydrogenated species will form. This one. This species is called half hydrogenated species. So as you can see, the steps are reversible. So after the formation of this half hydrogenated species, it can also revert back into the pi complex form where the double bond is again formed. And also it can go the next step where the total saturation or the total hydrogenation of this alkene molecule will take place. So here basically what will happen, this hydrogen atom will react with the remaining carbon atom of this double bond, and thereby the hydrogenation process will basically be completed like this. However, other possibilities are also there. You can see that here is another hydrogen atom. So this particular step is the formation of the starting alkene molecules, as you can see. So during this process, what is happening, this particular hydrogen which is attached with this carbon is again attaching with this transition metal surface. But if this particular alkene is formed, then you can see that this particular hydrogen will be detached from the organic compound and it will be attached with the transition metal surface, right? So like this, isomerization of the double bond take place during the hydrogenation reaction or catalytic hydrogenation reaction. So here also it is a pi complex form, and this is also a pi complex form. And this step in particular is called isomerization step. Also, this particular half hydrogenated species can undergo single bond free rotation. So if this particular single bond rotate, then we will get transhydrogenation. So here in this example, I am showing that cis hydrogenation is taking place, but there is also the possibility of transhydrogenation like this. If this particular single bond rotates, then after rotation, the conformation will look like this, and then so this step will be reversible, and then this particular hydrogen atom will attach with this carbon center, and we will get the transhydrogenated product like this. So there are several possibilities, and if we consider this particular alkene, so after isomerization it will also undergo two types of hydrogenation. One is cis hydrogenation, another is trans hydrogenation. Right? So like this, there are several possibilities. But if you are hydrogenating this compound, then there will be no problem. But if you are deuterating this particular species, then there will be a severe problem, because in this deuterium process, you will get a mixture of products where the deuterium will be distributed over several carbon atoms, right? And this type of problem is associated with palladium catalysis mainly. In case of platinum catalysis, the isomerization is very less and you will get the desired product. So now let us quickly consider the molecular orbital treatment of this heterogeneous catalysis. So during the adsorption, what is happening is basically the palladium metal is accepting the electronic cloud, which is pi electronic cloud in case of the alkene and sigma electronic cloud in case of hydrogen, right? So during the accommodation of this electron cloud, palladium must use its LUMO, right? And also after accepting the electron pairs, it will donate its electron from the field orbital, which is called HOMO. So we have to see that which orbitals will undergo interaction during the chemical adsorption process. So if we consider the energy level of the orbitals in case of palladium, then it looks like this. So this is the energy levels of the orbitals in palladium metal in the heterogeneous catalyst surface. So the lowest energy level will be 4dxy, then 4dx square minus y square, then 4dz square. These 4dxz and 4dyz will be degenerate, that is the energy levels are same for these two orbitals. Then will be the 5s orbital, then 5px, 5py, which are also degenerate, and the last orbital will be 5pz. So as you know, the electronic configuration of palladium is basically D10. That is, all the d orbitals are filled with electrons. So here the lowest unoccupied molecular orbital is basically the 5s orbital. So it will act as the LUMO. And the HOMO will be either of these two d orbitals, right? So now if we consider the molecular orbitals of hydrogen and the alkene double bond, then they are like this. So this will be the pi bonding orbital and this will be the pi antibonding orbital or pi star antibonding orbital, right? And if we consider the electrons, then pi bonding orbital containing 2 electrons and pi star orbital is basically vacant, right? So in this case, the HOMO will be the pi bonding orbital and the LUMO will be the pi star antibonding orbital. And now lastly, if we consider the molecular orbitals of hydrogen molecule, then the bonding orbital of hydrogen molecule will look like this and the antibonding orbital will look like this. So the bonding orbital containing 2 sigma electrons and the antibonding orbital is basically vacant. So it is sigma star antibonding, it is sigma bonding. So here this is the LUMO and this particular orbital is HOMO, that is highest occupied molecular orbital. So this orbital description in case of palladium is when the palladium is in the cluster form, that is, in the surface of the heterogeneous catalyst, this palladium can be either on the corner of a octahedral arrangement like this, or a tetrahedral arrangement like this, so if you consider the plane, then it will look like this. So I am considering this particular palladium atom where the cluster is octahedral, or the arrangement is octahedral, and the palladium is situated at the top corner of this octahedral. So palladium will interact with the hydrogen by using its s orbital. So this orbital is basically 5s orbital, and this is our bonding orbital for hydrogen molecule. So since they are interacting, so they must be in same phase. So here these two electrons is basically donated into the 5s orbital of palladium. Okay, so this is the bonding interaction, and other type of interaction is also there, which is basically the back bonding by palladium, and this back bonding will be provided by a field d orbital. So this is the pictorial representation of a d orbital. So in this case, this particular 5s orbital is vacant, and this is filled. Here this d orbital is filled, and this sigma star is basically vacant. So what will happen? Palladium will donate its d electron to the sigma star orbital of hydrogen, and both of this process is basically weakening the hydrogen single bond. Since here the electron is coming from the bonding orbital of hydrogen, and that's why, as we know, that removal of bonding electrons decreases the bond order. Also here palladium is providing electrons, its d electrons, to the antibonding orbital, and we also know that accommodation of electrons in antibonding orbital also decreases the bond order. So overall, both these processes are actually weakening the hydrogen-hydrogen sigma bond in the hydrogen molecule. And if we consider the pi interaction of the alkene, so since the 5s orbital is used for hydrogen adsorption, so the next LUMO will be either this molecular orbital or this molecular orbital. So if we consider that px is our new LUMO, so this will be the px. It is basically vacant, so it will receive the electron pair from the alkene HOMO, which is the pi bonding orbital. So here basically pi bonding to px, electron donation taking place, right? And the back bonding will taking place by utilizing the again field d orbital of palladium. So here this pi bonding orbital is filled. So this is our pi star antibonding, which is vacant, and this is the d orbital of palladium, which is filled. So here the back bonding will take place. Electron will go from palladium d orbital to alkene pi star orbital. So here again the weakening of the double bond is taking place, since here the bonding electron is coming from the pi bonding orbital to px orbital, and removal of electrons from bonding molecular orbital decreases the bond order, and here also electron is going to the antibonding orbital of pi molecular orbital from the filled d orbital of palladium, and again the bond order of this particular double bond will be decreased. So both these process are again weakening the double bond of this particular alkene, right? So these are the processes which will take place during the chemical adsorption. So now if we consider the molecular orbital treatment during the reaction, then it will look like this. This is our 5s orbital, and this will be the d orbital lobes which will be in contact with the hydrogen molecule. So here I am showing both the interaction. So after this process we will get this palladium hydride species. So after this palladium hydride is formed, then palladium will utilize its other LUMO, which is either px or py, as we just seen. So in the next step the alkene will be adsorbed, and since the top face of this palladium atom is blocked by 2 hydrogen atoms, thus it will interact with this alkene along the plane. So here this will be our p orbital, one lobe of px orbital. This is the d orbital lobe, this is another d orbital lobe. This will be our alkene. So it is the electron donation process, and if we consider the pi star antibonding orbital, then it will look like this, where both the electron donation by the alkene and the back bonding by the palladium is shown. And as soon as this double bond will be activated by the palladium by this kind of interaction, then one of these adsorbed hydrogen will react with this alkene, and then in the last step the remaining hydrogen will react with this particular half hydrogenated species, and it will eventually produce the desired alkane, and the catalyst will be freed and it will again undergo its catalytic cycle. So this is the overall mechanism of heterogeneous catalytic hydrogenation. So if you like this video, then kindly subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.